Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and I am continuing with my weekly run series. This is week 12, and the game I'm going to be covering is one that I have quite a bit of fun with. I've done it several times now. Not the greatest runner of the game, but I'm going to give it my best shot. It is Dungeon of the Endless. If you guys have ever played Endless Space, it's from the same people who created that. It is from Amplitude Studios, and, well, this is what they call their passion project. It is early access on Steam. And I believe there's a few other places you can pick it up as well. And it is in alpha stage of development. So you see down here, it is alpha 0.3.6. So they are still developing it. They're adding things to it. And they have a pretty cool website. And I'll have that linked down below in the description as well. But you can sign up and you can get all the updates and discuss the updates with the developers. Things that you want to see added or what their their grand scheme is, what they're wanting to add, what they're changing. So, pretty cool stuff. Keep in mind, guys, if you hear a few pauses, I'm almost done coughing, but occasionally it still creeps up on me. Alright, so let's hop into the... Well, you know what? I don't want to hop into the game yet. I want to, but I don't want to. I should, but I'm not going to. Alright, so, what is Dungeon of the Endless, you may ask yourself? I asked myself that same question. So then I looked it up and figured it out, and then I said, hey, I want to play that, so I played it. You guys should do that. No, I will tell you what Dungeon of the Endless is, but keep in mind, I'm not going to do it justice as far as describing it, but at least you'll have a rough idea of what's happening when we get into the game. So, if you're a fan of doors, going through them, opening them, closing them, you know, all that wonderful fun stuff that comes with doors and entryways and things of that nature, or even the group doors, you should be a giant fan of this game because this game is all about doors. You'll have resources that you collect each turn, and each turn is defined by the opening of a door. So this game literally is all about opening doors. So as you go through the dungeon, you open a door that gives you more resources, and it spawns random events that happen. Behind each door, something completely random can happen. Could be you find an item, you find more resources, you find enemies, all sorts of stuff happen. All sorts of things happen when you open doors. So that's kind of the very basic premise of the game. So let's hop in. So there'll be two amazingly difficult difficulty levels here. Two easy and easy. We're gonna go easy, and we're gonna watch the video. As you see, the crew is kind of slowly dying off. And so are the prisoners. They're under attack, and apparently the LB Stephanie has left. The crew is going bye-bye. It's an emergency pod. It's in an undesirable position, and it has been diverted by inmates. So as we start off, there will be a handful of heroes that you randomly get each time you play. And this time we have these two. So you always start off with two, or at least I have. Maybe something sets it to where you start off as one. I always manage to start off as two, so we'll kind of go over the interface, and we'll take a look at our cast of heroes right now. We have the hero Golgi Furtiver, and he apparently is a burglar and very light. Oh, it's a she, I'm sorry. She is a burglar and very light on her feet. So you can read the entire thing there. I don't care to. She has a passive ability. She can apparently operate the major modules, and I'll explain what that means. And she can do so even when there is no grease or bananas. So, for all you who are out of grease and bananas, she's your man, or your woman, as it were. So, that's one, and then we'll take a look at our other one. We have Skroig. He's a light, quick, and deadly forager. So, there we go. Apparently it's an it. It's not a he or a she, it's an it. So, Skroig is an it. Okay, so let's take a look. One has 350 health, 42 DPS, not too bad. The other one has 400 health and 38 DPS. So they both fight decently, close to the same, but it's looking like Skroig is going to be our superior hero, and it looks like it's easier for him to level up. Alright, so you switch between heroes by hitting 1 and 2. If you have 3, 4, 5, 10, I don't know how many heroes you can get. Let's say you have 4 heroes, you can go through 1, 2, 3, 4, select the heroes. If you want to select them all, you can hit Q. These buttons down here, they do your building stuff. You can use those by using Z, X, C, and V. And then of course there's the bulldozer if you want to destroy anything that you place. Now these are your major modules. They generate the stats up here, or the resources up here. You have science, industry, and food. Science, industry, and food. And then these are your supporting modules. As you see, we have none. And these are your defensive. We have none. Generally debuffing is what that does. And then this is your attack. So this is generally what you start with. I've seen a few runs by other people that started with different stuff than that. I thought that was pretty cool. I have not been so fortunate yet. But regardless, this is your power crystal. Your power crystal for your crashed ship, and there's the door. Alright, so the goal of the game, or each level of the game, is to find the exit, bring your power crystal to the exit. That's the very, very oversimplified version of what you're supposed to be doing. And opening doors, of course. So we've opened the first door, we found 9 industry. That is a great thing to start off with. And you have dust up here. This is the only thing I didn't cover. Dust allows you to power additional rooms and or buy items if you find a merchant. So we can power 2 rooms because we have 24 dust. Each room you want to power requires 10. So you can either click your middle mouse button or control left click, and it powers the room. Once a room is powered, no monsters will spawn in the room. They may travel there from other places, but they cannot spawn in the room. So, we're going to put our industry generator down first, because we can, and we like it. And this guy can actually work on it, so instead of getting 5, we get 7. So we'll run around a little bit just with Scroig. Yeah. A Scroig or Scrog. Scrog. And we'll move into this next room. And again, more industry. That is a very, very nice thing. Each room you go into, I believe you also get dust for doing so. So now we can power up to 3 rooms. We are going to power this one. And we are going to put... I think we'll put a food replicator in. Now, we'll go over what the different things are. The industry allows you to place buildings, or modules as it were. Both the major ones, which cost quite a bit more, and the minor ones, which are a little cheaper. But they are more for defending your heroes and defending yourself. The food modulator thingies, or modules, food is used to heal your hero when in combat or when you're out of combat, as well as leveling up and recruiting people. Since we're running around with him kind of exclusively, I would like to level him up a little earlier. We gained an additional 101 health, plus other random stats. And we got Last Supper. Heroes in room, attack power is increased by 25. After this, you'll never want to eat again. So, it's a buff. It takes 3 turns to cool down. And it lasts for 7 seconds. Oh, sorry, two turns to cool down. It lasts for 7 seconds. So, pretty cool. We'll open the next door. We'll leave him there. If he is on that module, wow, we are just finding all sorts of stuff. If he's on that module when we open the door, we get the bonus. Because every time you open the door, that is when you get the plus whatever added to your total. And we're actually in a really favorable position right now. And we will add our science thing into the mix. And since we're doing so well, we're also going to add some guns in this room, simply because guns are sweet, sweet nice. If you hold down the shift key, you can shift click and add more to the queue. And we're going to go into this room, and there are monsters in the room. So we're just going to have him chop the guys up. He is winning, but barely. So something to keep in mind that we will have to be a little bit more careful. We got 1 dust for that. Now here's a thing that you have to keep in mind when you do this. Say I open this door and there's a bunch of guys on this side. There can be waves that spawn in unpowered rooms. So using this place as your main fortification and adding the extra weapons in here definitely helps you out quite a bit. Alright, so it looks like there's no... Oops. Sorry, I was moving the wrong guy. That's all the available slots moved in, and we're going to continue opening doors. So we shall head westward, and hostile creatures are found. We're actually going to pull them back in the room so you can see how this works out. They will come in, we will fight them, the lasers will shoot with us, and the fight will be much, much easier for us. Well, since I don't want to have to worry about a 2-flanked attack, I'm very tempted to use my power to power that room, but finding the exit and having power all the way to the exit seems like a probably better choice. So I'm going to hold off on that. Alright, so we're going to move our hero, Skroig, westward and into the next room. And we will fall back if we have to. It seems like pretty weak stuff. And there is a wave incoming. So what we're going to do is fight in this room. And I should be able to be victorious in my battle. And it looks like I am. And we'll move him down. See, this is what I was talking about. Leaving this room unpowered is risky. So we're going to power that one and this one. Still not thrilled. You know, I think I might unpower this one. I'll power that one for now, and I can always power this later. Alright, well, I think I might even level him up again since he's out in the front lines. And there you go. There's an additional 105 health we added there, along with extra DPS and other random stuff. And we now have the passive skill, Soylent Green. Food, 0.1 by killed mobs, so we gain a little bit more food by killing creatures with him. Now, the funny thing is, Soylent Green, I've never actually seen the movie, so this is all just stuff that I've heard. It's a movie about, there's the stuff, Soylent Green, that was the stuff that people ate in the future. And from what I could tell, somebody found out there was something funny about Soylent Green, and they went and investigated. And they found out that the stuff that everybody's been eating in the future was actually people. It was like reprocessed people that they were eating, so it's kind of funny that they use that reference, and I'm kind of sad that I never saw that movie now. Because it sounds like a very bizarre, but probably somewhat, I don't know if it's humorous, but interesting concept. So we met a merchant, and now we can spend some of our dust, but I don't really want to do that, so let's see what they have. So they have items. They have a gun, but you have to have somebody who uses a gun. Apparently we use a spear, and he doesn't use anything, but his fists, or she, but her fists of love. So none of these things really help. There's a sword, a gun. We could get a device. It adds wit, though I don't know what wit does for me necessarily. And we can get armor, which adds quite a bit of health and some defense, but it slows us down. I think we're not going to do anything right now. It looks like there's FIDS, FIDS, and blueprints that are going to be implemented in the additional... Oh, the cell. I didn't even know you could do that. In a future patch or update, there's going to be those two things unlocked. Anytime you see that line going through something, that means it's a feature that they have planned, but they have not added yet. So, I believe it tells you too if you hover over it. Research panel displays the pending researches not yet used in this version of the game. So there you go. Alright, now it looks like there's a pug or something with him. Found an item, which is cool, and there is a wave. Now, there's no... Okay, there we go. They will attack sometimes the merchants and other things of that nature. So that is something to keep in mind. You want to protect anything and everything you can. So we did get an item there. And it looks like it's a guard uniform. It'll slow us down by 1, but it gives us even more health and a lot of defense. So we're going to add that to our chick here. Or our it here. Skroig. Come on. Oh, he doesn't have any armor that he can use. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we're not going to add it to him. We're going to add it to her. Well, there you go. Now, generally, you find an artifact, and this is one of the first times that I've gone this far in, and I haven't found an artifact to actually research out some additional modules. It's kind of disappointing. But it's neither here nor there. I can't control everything about this game, so I will continue on regardless. And it looks like there's 2 waves incoming. So what I'm probably going to do is just retreat all the way back to the gun room, and I'll bring the other guy up to it, as long as they're not murdering the... Good, they're not killing the shopkeeper. So, I'm not sure where... Oh, I must have done something stupid that I'm unaware of. Oh, they must be... Oh, they are killing the shopkeeper. No! Well, it doesn't necessarily matter. I wasn't going to buy anything from him anyway, but that is unfortunate. Yeah, so I lost track of one of my people there. That was kind of dumb on my part, but it happened regardless, so Not much I can do about it now. And we're going to power this room as well. So again, there's less and... Oh, I think I did that backwards. I did. I sent the wrong person to the wrong area. Awkward! So, regardless, that was a potentially nasty fight that turned out to be okay. Now, I would like to level, and I'm going to. This is really nice. Skroig is not the most powerful of heroes, but it takes a lot less to level Skroig up. Actually, I'm not going to use that yet because there's still the potential that we'll find another person. And if we do that, I would like to be able to recruit them as opposed to not having the food to do so. So I'm going to hold on to it, and we found more food, and I'm sure there's going to be waves of enemies. No waves of enemies. Very interesting. I was almost certain there would be. And we're continuing to open doors, I guess. Alright, so there's a hostile creature in here. It does not appear that there are any additional waves, though. And I have more than enough power to defeat these two. And we're getting pretty far away from our... Man, this is going to be a really tough mission to actually manage to get to the exit with the power crystal. Because the exit's going to be so far away, I'm not sure how we're going to actually manage it. It's going to be pretty difficult. Alright, regardless, we're going to continue to move forward. And this is what I was talking about. Get it straight. I'm not your date or your mom. No kisses, no crying. But we just recruited a new person. So there we go. Let's take a look at her. We have Sarah Numas, or Sarah, if you prefer. Ooh, and she looks like she's a module operator as well, which is very cool. She does use a sword, a ceremonial sword, so she can be upgraded with that. 350 health. She's really weak, though. She's pretty weak. However, again, the bonus being, we can now do this with her, and then we'll get bonus food once she makes it to that spot. That also means that, man, I don't know how we're going to do this. Like, I really don't understand. We have a lot of industry, so maybe just mass... I don't know. I don't know. Well, we'll come to that bridge when we come to it. We'll cross it at that point. But right now, we're going to continue forward. This is one of the worst designed level 1s I've ever seen. So there's the exit. And really, no monsters. Man. Very interesting. Alright, so we're going to power that up. And the resources you have actually stick with you to the next level. So if I do actually manage to make it here with the power crystal, I will be sitting really good for the next level. But the probability of that happening is pretty low. Alright, well, I've leveled them both up. Let's take a look at what their spells do. Run away, so she gets a massive speed burst. So that's good. I might actually use her if I can to carry the gem, or the power crystal. And he's got Web Slinger, or she. Golgi Furtiver's got Web Slinger. And it reduces the speed of all mobs in the room. It's only glue, but she pretends otherwise. It's kind of funny. Alright, so let's go in here, and this is the last door of the dungeon. So everything is now opened. There are waves of enemies coming. So before I continue, let's take a look at what's happening here. Looks like I'm okay. Oh, actually, it looks like I might be in trouble. Yeah, there's some bad guys. So we're going to retreat as fast as we can down to our room. And we're going to pull everybody into the room, and we're going to battle there. That way we can ensure that we don't die. In fact, I might even move her over here, or it over here, just to minimize more damage on him. And everybody should come here. There should be nothing between them and us that they'll actually stop to attack. So they'll just run right into us, and we should be able to just take them down. And so far so good, and this should be the last enemy. At this point, we have to really plan out our strategy on how to get out of here, because I do not have an answer. I think this will probably be ridiculously challenging. Alright, well, I'm going to power down that room, because I don't think we need it. Oh, it's so far away. Alright, so what we're going to do is... We'll power up this room. And hopefully that will be an okay grouping of stuff. Alright. Oh, nope. Get back down here. And then as we clear these other rooms, they'll power down. We'll power up the additional ones, and maybe we'll be able to throw some laser beams in those. Oh, this is going to be rough, guys. Alright. I may be using some tactical pausing to get through this. Alright, so let's grab it and go. So essentially you want to never stop moving if that is at all possible with your primary person who's actually utilizing. So we're going to get into this room and we're going to power. Oh, we can't even power stuff up anymore. Okay. So we're going to kind of wait in here. And now we're going to move. Oh. Have to heal her up. Get her moving again. Oh, we lost one, which is really unfortunate. It looks like we utilized a lot of our food, but it also looks like we made it to the end. So, a little scary. I didn't use my tactical pausing like I should have. I kind of panicked. She seemed to move faster with the crystal than I was anticipating too. But that's pretty much how the game goes. And as you get further, you get to keep, you know, like I said, the resources and other things of that nature. I don't know. That did not go as badly as I was anticipating, but it didn't go as well as I had hoped. So, well, that sounds a little weird, but it is what it is. Oh, that's really unfortunate. First place we go doesn't even have a power place for a major module. That's really unfortunate. Okay, at least this one does. Thankfully there's no other wave coming, so we can power this room. And we're going to start with our food replicator immediately because we have a lot of the others and we don't have the food replicator up and running, so I think we're going to utilize that, and well, we'll move forward and see. Now the downside again being that room is now open. Can't quite get him yet, and he is on the spot that we need to use. In fact, you know, if I can, oh, I can still add it to it. Wow, that's very cool. So alright, well that's not so bad then. If I can power this one, I will. Another dust factory. Sure. We got more dust. And unfortunately, that's not quite enough to generate more stuff. I will power that room. And you know, for now I can power this room too, so I don't have to worry about stuff coming from the wrong side. Ah, this is what I was looking for. This was something that we were missing. It's very nice to see. I will cut the episode off soon, so there'll be at least 2. Oh, and it's a food replicator. So if you take a look, it's going to take 3 doors or 3 turns before the food replicator 2 is done. In theory, that will increase our food production. So it's a very cool thing. Alright, we're going to come down here. I think he was 32 to get this guy on our team. 37. Alright, so we're not quite there yet. We're going to come up here. And we're also going to power that room to make sure nothing spawns in it. And yeah, we're pretty lucky. Alright, so we're going to come down here, grab this guy, and things will be looking pretty good. If you get me out of here, I promise not to kill you today. Alright, so we have this guy now. Not sure who he is. He's Gork Butcher Coruscant, an enormous powerful man with a violent temper and an angry face. Alright, so apparently he uses guns. He uses a machine gun. He's got 590 health, so he starts off pretty beefy. Pretty high in DPS as well, and he's got a long attack range, so pretty good guy to have around. I think he's really slow. I believe I've played with this character before. And yeah, he moves really, really, really slow. So, we'll move upward. And we will send our other guy up here, and I think we'll break off the episode in this room, guys. But, look forward to episode 2 of week 12 of the Weekly Run series, A Dungeon of the Endless. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. There's definitely a lot of strategy and thinking, and bad things can definitely happen. Until next time, guys, my name's Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.